Cormo. Dude, are you serious? We're gonna wash a small sample of each of these. So like the size of your package makes a difference. What? Needs to be better. Okay. Phew. I don't know, guys. That was crazy town. Why is this so wobbly? There we go. All right. Hi, welcome to Fiber Love Diary. I'm Trisha if we haven't met, and if we have met, welcome back. I'm filming with two cameras today. It is super strange. I haven't done this in a while. There we go. A friend of mine in North Carolina is gonna, it looks like, work part-time at a sheep farm that's local to her, and it had Finn and Cormo fleeces. And I was like, hey, do they sell fleeces? Like, what's the situation? Of course, you know me, you know I'm gonna ask these questions, right? Her name is Michelle, and she is on TikTok. It is Moon, Creations of a Moon Child is her name on TikTok, if you wanna go follow her. So, she knits live like all the time. And she is spinning live now too. So she went to the farm, she talked to the shepherdess and went to the farm and went live on TikTok and let me see some of the fleeces. And I just want to tell you, so before that happened, I had already placed an order for some, I think it's roving. She has Finn and Cormo fleeces and some crosses, and I think that was it for breeds. She's in Four Oaks, North Carolina, and the farm is called Hillside Farms, not Hillside, Hillside. I'm gonna open the box and we're gonna look at everything. Before I start, let me move this a little. Before I start, I just wanna say I saw these fleeces on video. I'm expecting them to be dirtier. I could see that the tips like had, dirtier isn't the right word, but they're not gonna look like a coated fleece, okay? And they're going to be a little more challenging to wash. That's fine for me. I always say, like, if you adjust the price to accommodate that, that's fine for me. And we've talked about this many times before. For me, it's like, how much effort do I have to put in? That kind of makes a difference on how much I'm willing to pay. Makes sense, right? I do expect them to be a bit dirtier on the tips. I got a good look at the fleeces. They're supposed to be skirted. I mean, I trust that they're skirted. I guess we're gonna sample these today. We're gonna sample these today. I don't usually like washing fleece inside. I wait till we turn the outside water on so that I can use the outdoor like shower setup to wash normally. In case this is your first video where you're seeing me do this, this is not normally what I would do, but since they came and I want to open the box, I've had it for like, they mailed it on January 31st. So I've probably had it for like 5 days or so. I might have had it for a week. Who knows, maybe I'll get to visit this farm when I go to SAF. You just never know, right? It's a big box. I don't know if you can see this. Here, let me back up. It's a really big box. This was $115.60 to ship from North Carolina. That's like not even that far away. That's a Midwestern thing though, to think that like anything closer than Florida is really not that far away. Because we like to drive everywhere. Okay. Hang on, let me get this flap. Oh, I can't even exactly remember what I bought because I'm still me. I believe I bought 2 fins and a Cormo fin cross. That's what I think I bought. I might have to contact her and see if I can get info. There might be some in here too, so we'll see. Oh, it looks like this bag has the stuff that I bought from her shop that's already processed. So let's open that up. Okay, so I have to look at my order because they're not marked at all. These are all roving, not top. Very suitable for long draw spinning. I'm gonna start spinning them soon. Something soon anyway. I got this, I think this was all Cormo. I got one thing that was like Cormo silk cross. I think that's this right here. So then there's this one. it is a darker one, but it could be blended. I'm not sure. This might be even the one with silk. I can't remember, you guys. It's awful. And they're not marked. I don't know. I'll look up my order. I should be able to tell the difference. Okay, so wait, this one is marked. Okay, this one's Cormo top. 2 ounces. Did I buy a 2-ounce package? That would be so weird of me to do. Maybe they just wanted to send it. I am not sure. Not sure. Okay. So I got all these. They're actually roving. Oh, this is top. This one's top. Okay, so this one's combed. The rest of these are all roving. She did send me information of what is in this bag. Her name's Carolyn Beasley. Okay, what I actually bought, apparently, I didn't remember, is a fin, a black fin, a Cormo fin cross, and a Cormo. I should be able to tell the difference, but let's see what else is in here. She sent a card for the Carolina Fiber Fest. When is that? It's in March. I don't think I'm gonna make it that soon. And then a SAF thing. So I will get to meet her because we're gonna be at SAF. And a pen from the farm. Cute. It's got a little cute sheep on it. So smart. Let's see, let's do this the way that she did it. 603 is the dark one. I'm gonna pull a lock out and show you. This one is all fin. So here is, she called it black. Of course, they're never truly black. We know that. We've discussed that a million times. So here is the lock from the black one. I will probably start with this one. I saw in the video that this one does have sunburnt tips. Let's test it and see how sound it is. Here's the lock that I just had. So you've seen me probably do a snap test before. Very sound. And do the tips want to pull off? No. So the tips are not brittle. Okay, so I can tell these apart. This one is not marked, but I promise you this is the Cormo fin cross. She's a beauty, actually. I mean, she's dirty, but sheep live outside, as we've discussed many a time. Here are the white locks. It's 2.5 inches maybe, I'm guessing. No problem, no weak spots. I'm pulling pretty hard. Okay. See this tiny, tiny, tiny crimp in here? This is what a Cormo fleece should look like. So this is, I mean, clearly to me, the Cormo fleece. And Cormo fleeces, we've discussed this actually, they're harder to wash. The locks are like dense. So the water, and it's probably a function of the fact that they're super greasy, and then also that little tiny crimp kind of serves to hold water out. But we're gonna do it, don't worry. Let's test one of these for soundness. I could see in the video that there was dirt on the tips of this fleece. Because I could see that these are a little bit dirtier, I will be using my method for extra dirty fleeces, which means that I will add a tiny bit of Arm & Hammer laundry detergent, the powdered kind. I'll show you what I'm doing, but I'm just telling you ahead of time that when I have a super dirty fleece, I add a little bit. I keep that in a less than 20-minute hot water soak, okay? So that will be in the first soak. All right, we're gonna put some of this in here. I'm still in the shadow, sorry. Sometimes I use gloves. This is the little drawstring bag that Paradise sent in a recent package, and I was saying like this is what I would probably use it for. I'm going to do kind of small amounts. I'm gonna weigh them first, I think. This is all I'm gonna wash in the first little chunk for sampling. I'm usually not as organized as I would like to be when I sample fleeces, and I want to be better. So I'm going to wash them, spin them, put a little card in a baggie with the sample, and put it inside the big fleece bag. So I also have a method, let's say, of quarantine when a fleece comes into my house, always. until it is washed. It goes out on the sun porch, which is right behind me. Okay, so this weighs 3.3 ounces. We're gonna wash it, we're gonna process it, we're gonna spin it, and then we'll weigh it and see how much we lose. Just telling you, definitely not me cleaning my sink before you all see it. So I will use the hottest water. Wait a minute, I'm gonna wait till it gets all the way hot. That we have our hot water heater turned all the way up because we don't have any kids in the house. So we don't have like a scalding concern. First wash, when I have a super dirty one, some of you know this is my secret weapon. This is it. It is actually faded because it's been out on the sun porch all this time, and I'm using the cup to measure it, but I'm literally using like a tablespoon, okay? I'm putting it in the water. My other favorite, the classic Blue Dawn, and I'm just gonna do it till the water is like a light shade of blue. Hang on, need air in my bottle. I don't measure this. I never measure this because it depends on how much water you have. Okay, this is a 100-year-old scissors that is in my junk drawer. I just want to stir it so that the laundry soap is dissolved, just a little. And then we're going to put it right in. I'm going to make sure this is not clumped up in your bag. So you want to kind of like loosen it, make sure, okay, before you put it in. Because once we put it in, we are not going to touch it. We're just going to submerge it. And then we will not touch it. We will leave it 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? And be right back. Okay, Alexa tells us it's time to stop the first wash.
The United States has multiple time zones.
Alexa, I have to take this outside to dump it. I don't want this to go down into our septic because we are on a septic tank. So I'm going to take it outside and dump this water out. Okay, so second wash, I just added a little, I kept the water super hot again, as hot as it will come out, and then I added some Dawn again, but this time quite a bit less. I would say maybe half the amount that I did the first time. The Dawn is mostly to cut the grease, and I think we got a lot of it out in the first wash, so I'm not worried too much about more grease. What I can see makes me very happy. Let's put it that way. I'm going to use the same method for a sample from both of the other fleeces. I will probably do about 3 to 3.5 ounces of each of those, just so we can compare how much each one lost, because I do expect the Cormo to lose the most weight in grease, but shortcuts can affect that. Whatever like VM I find in it that I have to remove can affect that. So other things can affect that. But anyway, next I will just rinse it for like 10 minutes in the same super hot water after this sits for 20, and then I will roll it up in a towel and just let it dry. So I will be back with you guys after I've washed all 3 batches. Thought I'd just show you the second wash is like way less dirty. So I'll do 1 or 2 rinses for 10 minutes each. They don't need as long. We finished the first batch, the Cormo. I grabbed one of my fleece towels. I'm gonna press some water out. I want to show you how it looks after washing. It's not as aesthetic as you might want it to be. Okay. This is fine. It is not felted, so that's good. And what this looks like right now is totally fine. I'm gonna wind it up. So the towel will press a bunch of water out of it as well. Actually, I want to hold that and then continue. And then we will just put it on one of my sweater racks to dry. Hi, it's a couple days later. I'm going to show you all the washed and dry pieces of fleece, and then I'm going to start picking the fin, the straight fin, for carding and spinning. I want to just card it on my classic probably. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to spin it on my Hansen, so let me show you these. In the beginning, I did mention what each one of these fleeces is. I believe this one is the full fin. This is normal for what it may look like washed. It feels very, very clean. I have no doubt that this is ready to spin. But it's normal for it to kind of look clumpy, the ends to be kind of stuck together, unless you flick the ends before you wash it. Many people do that. I just don't, because what I've noticed in my years of doing this is that sometimes the dirt does stick in the tips, because the tips are kind of matted together. They're not like felted together, but they're kind of stuck together. When you pick, a lot of dirt falls out. When you card, a lot of dirt falls out. A little bit of dirt will even fall out when you're spinning sometimes. And then if I wash it again, I feel really okay with it. The dirt's not stuck to it anymore because you got all that sticky lanolin out when you washed it. It's just like literally falls out. You'll actually probably see while I'm picking the fleece. This one has very, very little vegetable matter in it. This one is the cross. It is a Fin Cormo cross, blah, blah, blah. This is what it looks like now, and this is really going to show you that some of the dirt just gets stuck and it'll just literally fall out as I pick and card. This is not abnormal way for this to look after washing and before going through the next process. This fleece is very nice. It's going to be quite white and really beautiful. I may dye this after. I don't know. We'll see. This one is the Cormo, all Cormo. Dude, are you serious? You guys see that? This one is the all Cormo fleece. And this is a good example and a good thing for me to explain. So see how kind of like crusty this is? First of all, it's not felted and it's fine. It's that because these really heavy, heavy lanolin wools, just the nature of the way that heavy lanolin and the sticky lanolin, because Cormo typically has a stickier lanolin in it, sometimes it leaves almost like flakes of dried lanolin in the tips. It's gonna be fine. It's clean. It's washed. Like, it's gonna be fine. And I can tell just by feeling it that I didn't leave any lanolin in. Cormo is more difficult to get it all out of. It loses a lot of weight because it's so greasy. Kind of excited though to spin this one. We're gonna start with this one. I'm just gonna pick it and then I'm gonna card this one. There are a few little pieces of like straw and hay and stuff. I'll pick them out as I pick. So let's go do that. We're gonna do it in a sunny window. I just wanted to film how this box looks after picking the first fleece. There was a lot of short stuff, like I said, and so it's all in there. And then look at how much dirt is. That much dirt is probably in this whole half of the box, but some of it's mixed in with wool. So all of that fell out, and I will have that much again at least when I card, and that's normal. I just really want to like normalize these parts so that everybody can see it, because you know, everything's romanticized and Instagrammed beautiful, and like this is a dirty process. It should be. This is the bag of picked fleece, and yeah, it seems like a lot, doesn't it? Wow. We're gonna take it to the carder and make a bat. I'm gonna go slowly because this is a pretty fine fleece actually. And I say actually because I feel like it didn't really look like it, but while I was picking it, I was like, oh wow, this is pretty fine. So I'm gonna go slowly and I'm gonna put very small amounts in at a time. The first pass is really the one that takes the longest, I think. All right, that's the last of it. Okay, take it off. And I'll show you kind of like what one pass looks like up close. This is one pass. I just want to make sure I get a good, it actually looks pretty decent with one pass. We'll do two and then we'll just decide if I want a third. But it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to divide this in probably six strips, and then I spread the strip out over the whole width. That is so that it will be nice and fine going through again. So let me divide this quick. It might be 5, I don't know, 5 or 6. It's 4, yeah, it'll be 6. Okay, so I'm gonna spread it out. Again, you want it pretty pretty thin going through. You want to be able to see the grain or the tray underneath. That's 2 passes. I can tell a big difference. See how much smoother it is? I really feel like I could spin it at this stage. I think I will. Let's go spin it. Alright, so I just thought I'd quick show you the first half is all spun. I think it's pretty nice. It feels really, really soft, and you can just tell that it's fine fiber. Here is the other half of the bat. Okay, I wanted to go ahead and make sure I got some, I guess, footage of this in the natural light. Okay, this yarn is all done. You can see it does have a little bit of a shine to it. See that in the sun? Very pretty. This yarn is very squishy. I am gonna go take this actually into John's office and pick it and hang out with him because he never gets to leave his office anymore. And I never get to see him. So I'm gonna take an empty box, take you guys up there, and we'll pick it in his office. Okay friends, we're going to card this one because it's so fine on my Strouch Finest carder. I don't use this one very often, but for this, it's real good. Okay. Don't do that, by the way. It's not gonna look good. It never looks good the first time through. Now what I'll do is the same thing I did before. I'll divide this into like 6 strips. This is always where I have doubt. I'm like, why did I do that? It never looks good at this stage. But you have to trust the process. So this is 4, 5, 6, and then I will run it through one at a time again. Okay. So I'm going to show you the second pass so you can really get a good view. It's a lot better. Again, this is one where I would stop and consider, do I want to spin it? After that second pass, I am going to do one more. But it is kind of on the edge for me whether or not this is ready to spin. You can see there is still a tiny bit of like VMing and stuff. I don't care about that. I'll just pick it out as I go. Some of it'll fling out as I spin. But I am gonna do one more pass and then we'll be ready to spin it. Good morning. It's the next day. I applied this yesterday and I was so close to the same amounts. I had like 2 wraps on my hand for a turkey hand to finish it up. It is the cross fleece. It turned out very, very soft and really kind of nice and like cushy. So we're gonna wind it into a hank and I'll talk about it at the end. I just wanted to show you. There is still a little bit of VM, you can see. And I basically, while I knit, I'll just pick anything out that I see. All right, we're gonna go work on the third one. Since I've been doing this, I thought I'd do it again. You can see this is the second fleece. This box was empty. There's a lot of dirt falls out while you pick. A lot. Look at all that. So don't panic if you still have dirt in your fleece. There was a section that was a little bit felted. You can see. That's why it's in here. And I can't be 100% sure if it was me or if it came that way, so I'm gonna say it was me. So the last fleece is all Cormo. This is what it looks like washed. Not unusual. I debated because I feel this needs to either be combed or flicked and spun from the flicked locks. Because it's a little shorter for combing, I'm gonna try flicking it. I'm gonna start with that and see how it goes. So the way I start if I'm gonna flick locks is I just try to find a place where I'm kind of like at the edge of the fleece. You can see right here, it's kind of like I'm at the edge. And I grab, usually by the dirtier tips, and kind of just release from the fleece. Haha, this fleece is so fine. I don't know how this is gonna go. So I hold it by the cut ends. That's usually what I like to do. Then I'll twist it once. That just helps you hold on to all the fibers, because otherwise when you're combing, some of them are gonna pull right out of your fingers no matter what you do. I emptied the box so that I could see how much dirt comes out of this one. Start by bouncing your flicker against the fleece. I'm not holding every little bit, unfortunately, so I'm pulling some out. But there's always a lot of waste with either combing or flicking. Well, not always with flicking, but there's gonna be in this. This is what the tips look like now after flicking. There is one little piece of hay in there. I'm gonna get it out. This is how much came off of it. So I'm gonna lose some, but it's just kind of the nature of the beast. You really can't do anything about it. So now what I'm gonna do is turn this lock around and hold the fluffy part that I just carded or flicked. I'm gonna hold that and I'm gonna twist it the same way, at least once, and flick out the ends, the cut ends. And when I twist it to do the other side, I twist it the same way I do when I put it in my hand, because you don't want to untwist it. Okay, and see, more came out. It's just the way it works. And now I have this lock that's all fluffy and ready to spin. So let's see what we can get through. It's gonna be a while. It's not a quick process, but it's kind of fun once you like get the hang of it. Okay, this is everything that came out. It's all, basically all waste from the flicker brush and dirt. Just like all the rest, I'm just showing you what came out. You can see there's like a lot of dirt underneath there, and there's a lot of dirt stuff, but let me show you what I actually got from it. So this is one of my favorite techniques for a fleece, especially if it's a little bit short to comb, because combing will do this as well, but it comes out different. We'll do it sometime. After I've done this, if I wanted to make roll legs or if I wanted to card a fleece, I have many times just carded these little poofs, but with the Cormo, it's really too fine to card. It's really easy to spin from these. I have another video on this, but actually I think I have 2 other videos on it. But what you do is take one poof, one flicked set of locks at a time, and you just spin from it. So I'll show you how to do it. This is the whole flicked pile of flicked locks that I have. But anyway, let's spin these flicked locks. This is what my flicked lock looks like. And I like to spin it tip first. You can do whatever you want. I mean, if you like spinning it butt first, you can spin it even from the like fold. So then you would either put this over your finger or just fold it in half and spin off the edge like that. You can totally do that, and you might really like it. It'll make a really fluffy yarn, but I'm gonna spin off the tip of the lock. So all I do is I like to hold in my right hand, but it does not matter how you do it, and pull a little bit off just like that on one end of it. It's kind of like fan shaped a little bit. So there's a little bit off the edge of the little fan shape on there. And then I will just start it spinning. Ooh, I got my tension too high. Still too high. Okay, get some spin on. Here is the singles. I did leave some texture in deliberately. There is a tiny bit of VM, but it is very negligible, and more of it will fall out while I apply. So I'm gonna do an applying bracelet. All right, so we're gonna do these one at a time in the same order. The dark one ended up weighing, the whole hank is 1.9 ounces, and I got 144 yards. The cross weighs, and I got 154, or sorry, I got 132 yards, but I can't see where the little tag is. I just wound it, so I know that's right. And then the Cormo hank, I got 1.4 ounces, and I would expect to have gotten less, kind of about that number, once you wash out all the grease, which weighs a lot, and then also processing it pretty much always makes more waste. I got 154 yards of the Cormo. I'm going to let you see each one more closely. All of them I really like. This one again is the cross fleece. There is a little bit, this is all, I'll just pick it out as I see, some of it's just literally fallen out. But I love it. The yarn is just squishy, squishy. It turned out great, and look at this. I don't know, you can't really tell from a video, but it's like so squashy. It's awesome. Thanks for joining me while I sampled these. I am gonna wash these and then knit up some sample swatches. I just didn't want to take more time because this video took me so long to get ready, and I've been so busy that it's just been really slow going over here. So I didn't want to take another couple of days to do that. I will definitely post a short with the swatches once I get them done. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you soon. Thanks. I love you. Bye.